Hello, everybody. Welcome to our webinar. In today's session, we'll see everything you need to get started with TalentLMS. But before we go through today's agenda together, let's start with some proper introductions. I am Anastasia. I'm a customer onboarding specialist, and I'll be hosting today's session with my dear colleague, Danny.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm Danny, an account manager from TalentLMS. And as Anastasia said, today we're going to help you to hit the ground running with your TalentLMS training.
Thank you, Danny. And before we move on here, just a reminder, this webinar is recording and it will be sent to you all by email once it's over. So feel free to share it with anybody who wants to get started with TalentLMS and deliver successful training. And of course, as always, a live Q&A will be taking place during the session. So this webinar is your chance to ask any questions about TalentLMS. We have a team that will be answering all your questions in the background, and some of them will also be answered by us live. So feel free to use the Q&A button in order to ask us your questions. You can find it at your meeting controls at the bottom of your screen. And let's see what we're going to cover today. So in today's agenda, we have how to create AI-powered courses and share them with your users, how to configure and organize your account, and of course, as mentioned, how to measure your progress via reports, and of course, as mentioned, the live Q&A will be taking place to ask any questions that you have. Now, before we jump into the TalentLMS system and give you all the insights, let me give you some information about what TalentLMS is. TalentLMS is an award-winning cloud learning management system. Our customers use it to train their own staff, their customers and partners, and all that can be achieved in one same portal. It's very intuitive, easy to learn, and fully customizable. Currently, over 70,000 teams find success training their users with TalentLMS. Now, let me change the screen. And let me share this screen. And before we jump into the system, let's start from here. What you see now on my screen is the entry point for your users. So before we jump into the system and explore it together, let's take a look here. This is how your learners can access your TalentLMS portal. This is the home page, the login page. You can fully customize it with your own content, make it attractive, and share interesting information with your learners before they log in into the system. As soon as you create an account for your learners, they can click here at the top right of the screen, the login button. And, oops, sorry, let me do it once again, because I would like to log in as a learner. So let's type here the credentials of my one of my favorite learners, Stacy Bloom, and log in as Stacy. So what we see now is the learner's dashboard. As soon as the learners log in, they can find some widgets about the recent course activity. So here they can go jumping back into any incompleted courses. They have an overview widget with completed assignments, submitted comments, and total training time, past stats, and their completion rate. So some metrics about that. They have a widget and calendar widget about events upcoming for today, and also some generally upcoming events that they maybe don't want to miss. And of course, a chart with their progress here. Now, at the right in the menu, the learners can click on My Courses. And here they will find all the courses they are assigned to. If they click on the category view here, they can also find them sorted under different categories. If they click on the course catalog button, they will be redirected to the list of the courses that you have made available for them. And here they can find a course they're interested in, click on this button and get this course. And of course, if you have decided to use categories, this will make your learners' life a lot more easier, so they can find a topic that they are interested in and find the course under this category and get it on their My Courses list. Next to their name, if you have enabled the gamification feature, the learners will find a dedicated button for the gamification, and they can click in order to see their own gamification metrics here. And of course, the leaderboard where they can see where they rank and also who they compete with. The learners can also have access to their own progress reports. So if they hover over their name and click on the My Progress button here, they will find an overview of their progress with with a chart of their courses, some activity with logins and course completions, and an achievement chart. They can find a tab with all the courses they are added to, the progress status score when they were enrolled and when they completed the course, the learning activities they're enrolled to, badges and all the certificates they have earned, and of course the timeline where they can find their own activity log. They can, going back to the overview, they can click on the export in Excel, and they can also export this report to download it on their own computer and use it as they wish. And this was a quick overview on the learner's dashboard. However, if you are interested in a more detailed view of the learner's journey with TalentLMS, you can click on the link shared right now in our chat, where you can view one of our recent past webinars, the Learning Experience Masterclass, the learner's journey. And with that said, I will pass the mic to Danny, who will show us how we can create courses in TalentLMS with the help of the AI.
Thank you, Anastasia. So hopefully you can see my screen, and I'm going to jump straight into the platform, and we're going to create a course together in the new TalentLMS interface. Now, you can create courses in the new interface as an administrator or an instructor. I'm logged in as an administrator, as we can see from the top right over here. And it's very easy to add a course. We can either add the course from the widget option over here, or we can click courses and add course over here. So let's go and click that. And this takes us to the course landing page. This is the first page that our users are going to see when they access the course. And let's give our course a title. So let's say Getting to Know Talent LMS. So you can go ahead and write your title up there. You can also go and add a description too, or you can make use of this very handy AI button here that will generate a description for you and an image for your course based on the title that you've put in there as well. So you have the option over there. Now, before we add any content to our course, let's do some essential setup. So if we go over to the course options over here and click, we're going to go to our limits section, and we're going to look at the time options over here. So by default in TalentLMS, the courses don't have expiration dates. Now, if you have courses that are time sensitive and you want to add the expiration dates, you can go to the time options here. You can click time limit, and here you can set a number of days. Or you can click on time frame and set a specific date range for your course to be active, essentially. Now, if your courses also need to have a certification attached, we can move over here to the completion tab. And at the very bottom, here is where we can add a certificate to our course from the drop-down menu. Now, TalentLMS allows you to create, upload, design, customize your very own unique certificates. And Anastasia will tell us a little bit more about that later on, so stay tuned. Now, once you've added a certificate, you can also, of course, set a duration for the certificate as well. Now, if we set a duration for the certificate, you can also set up a very handy automation here that allows you to reassign the course to the user before the certificate expires or when the certificate expires to allow your users to continue their training and get recertified if needed. Very important point. Always make sure to save your changes that you'll make there. You see, we've added a certificate. Now, one more thing, if we go into the course options again and the info page over here, we can also give our courses a course code. Now, by default, courses in Talent LMS, they're displayed alphabetically. According to the letter, of course. Now you can insert codes here. You can create your own codes using a combination of letters and numbers to create your own course codes to display the courses in the order that you wish to. So if we go ahead and add our course code in here and save, that will allow us to do that. Now, as you can see, the course is inactive at the moment because I've been working on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some content to the course now, but I'm going to go to a course that we've already started so I can show you the end product over here. So if I go into edit the course, what we can do over here is we can set it to inactive. If we go to the info tab over here, and if we scroll down, you can see the activation status. So if we click that to off over there, that will make our course inactive. And we have here the option to publish the course to make it active again. As I said, this is a great way if you are making changes to prevent your users from potentially going into the course while you're still editing things. Now, let's start by adding some content. If we click on the add button over here, this will allow us to add some standard content. This can be anything from videos to presentations to iframe units, which are essentially embedded URLs in your course units. And here is what they might look like in your course. So here's an example of a video. Here is an example of an embedded URL in the course. And here is an embedded presentation as well. Now, Talent LMS recently added a brand new feature called Talent Craft, which you can select from the add button over here. Talent Craft allows you to create a wide range of different content with a few clicks of a button. You can also enrich this content with the AI-powered tool there to generate your very own course unit. So let's go and explore a bit further what Talent Craft can do. So I'm going to add a new Talent Craft unit over here. And before we go into the options there, I'm going to start by going into the Generate with AI button. This will essentially allow us to put a prompt. So I'm going to look at the flipped classroom today. And from this prompt, we can start creating our unit with the help of AI. So that's going to start generating some content for us. Let's let that do that in the background because here's one I made earlier to save us some time. Again, using the prompt. So this is what we ended up with. From the AI prompt, we got an image with a banner. We've got some text with a heading there as well. We've incorporated some different quotes as well. We've got a very nice feature here, which is some front and back flashcards with images and information on them as well. Scrolling down, we can see we've got an interactive quiz as well to test our users' knowledge as they go through. Some more flashcards, really enjoying them today as well. Some further quizzes. We also have here like a little slideshow for the users to navigate through with little tiny bursts of information as well. And followed up with some images at the bottom there as well. Now, when you generate your content in TalentCraft, you can, of course, go and edit anything that has been generated for you. So let's take this text, for example. You can, of course, add to it, modify it. You can also click here on the AI button to perhaps create a question, perhaps from the text, creating a question here, maybe changing the tone, making it perhaps a more confident or casual or straightforward approach to the text. What you can also do in each section, you can also modify the appearance. So we have the images that were auto-generated there. Perhaps we want to put them instead in a 3-column grid, and we can perhaps add our own images there as well if you want to add to that. So you can customize what has been added content-wise. You can also make use here of the extra toolbar at the bottom. So as you can see, you can use the toolbar here to add further AI generated content if you want to, or you can go ahead and add some of your own content. You can see I've already started adding some further content here. I've added a heading, some bullet points, an image. You can insert things such as the videos there as well. Clicking on things like this could add charts to your table. Here is where you can find your questions and your flashcards, for example. So a lot of different elements that you can add to your unit there. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back into TalentCraft just to show you what the other features are that we have there. I was generating with AI. You can also start from scratch. This basically gives you a blank canvas, and then you can use the toolbar to add in your own content elements, as I showed you before. You can also import from documents as well. So you can use this tool here to transform PDF documents, PowerPoints, or Word documents into engaging and interactive units with the help of AI. And you can also use some of our ready-made templates as well. Here we have a selection here for you to use. Of course, you can customize these as you want to. You can edit them as you want to and allow you to play around with them. So if you need a bit of inspiration, this is the place to go from the template section. Now, as we know, when it comes to creating content, it's not just about sharing knowledge, it's also about evaluating users as well. So from the add button here, we can also add various learning activities to evaluate our users. I'm going to show you a test today, so let's go ahead and create a test unit. We can start by giving the test just a simple name over here, so quiz, and straight away we can also go ahead and use the AI button here to generate some questions on our topic. So let's generate some test questions on the flipped classroom. Let's generate 3 of them. And here we go. The system will be generating our questions for us. So right off the bat, we have 3 questions generated for our test. If you want to go ahead and add further questions, you can use the toolbar at the bottom here. As you can see, you have different types of questions you can add. You can also, let's go and see here, a multiple choice question over here. So do you like talent craft? Yes or no? Hopefully the answer is yes today. We click on yes over here and we can save that. So we've added a multiple choice question as well. Now, if you want to add some existing questions, you can also click here and you're able to recycle any existing questions from your platform. You can add as many as you want. So let's add those in. And here we have some existing questions recycled for your test. Now, one very important thing when it comes to test units, you have the option there for test options. So if we click here, this will allow us to basically configure the behavior of our tests. So you can set a duration for that. You can shuffle the questions or randomize possible answers. You can decide to allow repetitions or not. You can also decide the completion, when things are passed or not. And of course, you can also add in your own personalized messages for your users as well when they pass or fail the course. So with that done, our content added, we just have a couple of final touches there. The first thing would be to publish the course. So we're ready to give this to our users now. So we click on publish. This will allow the users to enter the course. And the final thing here would be to enroll our users. So if we click on the users tab over there, you can enroll some further users to the course. You can either do that one by adding each user like this, or if you want, you can click here and this gives you the ability to mass enroll your users to the course all at once. Just one very final thing, if you want to look at this as an instructor, you can also preview here, or just get a preview of what the learners will see in the course as well. Now, if you want to take a deep dive into the test creation, you can always take a look at our seamless learner evaluation webinar, which my wonderful team will be posting in the chat very soon. And if you want to get some further insights onto course creation, I'd highly recommend looking at our recent webinars on the Instructor Masterclass Toolkit, and we'll also be sharing that very shortly in the chat. So that's it from me for now. I'll hand the mic back over to Anastasia now.
Thank you, Danny. Let me share once more my screen. So there we go. Now, as you can see, I'm logged in as an admin because now we're going to talk about the admins and the setup they need to do, at least the essential setup in order to have a functional portal. The administrators are the responsible for every aspect of the site. So in order to start with the setup, we need to click on the account and settings button here because this is where all the magic will happen. So as soon as you click on the account and settings, you will find here several tabs. And today we will focus on the most important things. But if you have any follow-up questions about the settings, feel free to send us an email to onboarding@talentlms.com. Now, as soon as we click on the account and settings, we are redirected to the first tab that is about the settings of the portal, so the general settings of our system. And here we can type a name and a description for our Talent LMS portal, and this is what will be appearing in the different search engine results. Here, this is where we can edit our domain name. And if we scroll a little bit further down, we will find the branding section where we can upload our logo and favicon. Right. We can also click here on the theme if we want to change this blue button, this blue color that we have here. So we can select from the available colors and select to see how it's going to fit and then set it as active. But of course, we can click on the add theme here, select our favorite color from the color palette, or if you're using some color codes, you can just add them, add the color code here, type a name, save it, and then select click on the set as active button in order to set it for your portal. And here in the branding section, we also have the custom homepage, which is already enabled. So this is where we build the entry point that we have talked about at the beginning of this webinar. Once we enable the custom homepage, here at the bottom, you have available all the necessary buttons that will allow you to combine up to 10 different sections on your homepage. And those sections can be banners or text and media or any featured courses, or add any key points that you would like to share with your users. And of course, you have the preview button at the top right, which will allow you to take your custom homepage at any point. When your homepage is finished, you can click next to the preview button, the publish button, which I have already done, in order to have the custom homepage as your entry point, publish it, and engage even more your users. Now, let's go back to the settings and getting into the users. This is where you can select your sign up method. In Talent LMS, we can set the direct method that you can see right now in the screen, which means that we allow the users to create their accounts on their own, and they will be able to do that via the sign up button that will appear on the home page at the top right. And you can also select how you are going to verify those accounts that will be created from the users. So you have a list of different options here. Of course, if you don't want to allow the users to self-register to your system, you can choose the manually from admin option, which means that the admins will be the responsible ones for the user creation, and the sign up button will not be available at the homepage anymore. And since we are on the topic of user creation, let's scroll all the way down on the users tab and find the custom user fields. Now, here, the custom user fields are available for you if you would like to add more information apart from the first name, last name, username, email address, and the password in the profiles of the users. So here, as you can see, we can create custom user fields about the location, departments, job title, and they are very easy to create, you just need to click on the Add Field button here, type the name of your new field, select what type you're going to need for your users to reply to, and you can also make them mandatory or visible on reports. As soon as you click on the Save button, the new custom field, it will be added in your custom fields list and will be visible here. You can create up to 100 user custom fields. Now, since I'm talking about users and their accounts, let's click on the next tab, the users types. This is where we can specify what the users will do in the system. As an admin, you have the power to customize the permissions of the default user types, like the admin type, the trainer type, and the learner type. However, if you would like to apart from customizing the existing user types, you can also go on and click on the add user type to create a new user type from scratch, and you can just set the name of this new user type and select the permissions from the administrator, instructor, learner, and general permissions that you would like them to have inside the platform. Click on the save, and you will end up having more user types like this that we have here in our list. Now, Danny mentioned before that we can customize our certificates. So the section in order to do that is by clicking on the courses tab and scrolling all the way down. This is where we are going to find the certificates section. And as soon as we click, we will find all the available certificates that are already created by us. And of course, you can click on and edit. But if you want to add your own personalized certificate, just click on the Add Certificate button, type the name. This is the certificate body, so the text that will appear on your certificate, and this is HTML code. However, you will find here some smart tags, and you can add them from here in order to have some dynamic fields that will populate the relevant information on your certificate. You can select from our templates, or you can drag and drop your own background, probably with the logo of your company. So click on Save, and you can add as many certificates as you need in order to add them to your different courses. Now, last thing from the account and settings we're going to see today is the gamification feature that we also mentioned from the learners dashboard. The gamification is here to help you promote course adoption and make training more fun. It is already enabled in your platform, but you can deactivate it if you don't want like this and save your option. However, a good practice will be to have it as enabled and set it up at all at the beginning, because it's not working retrospectively. Now, when it comes into the gamification settings, you have here different options, like giving points to your users for different learning activities and encourage them to take more actions in the platform. You can use the badges in order to highlight the milestones in the learning journey of your users, and the badges can also be customized, so you can select from this list what type of badges you would like to apply in your system. However, you can also hover over and personalize the badges even more by drag and dropping your own image and maybe renaming the badge name. Also, we have levels in order to represent the different stages in the user's learning journey, and rewards if you're selling the courses. And of course, the leaderboard that we saw previously. This is where all the healthy competition happens, and you can also enable what is going to be visible in your leaderboard. Now, I think that is all about the account and settings that we're going to cover today and how we can set up the main portal. But let's talk a little bit if you want to separate your training audience into different training environments. What if you have your internal employees, your customers, your partners, and you would like to offer them training in different training environments? But all that happening, of course, and managed from the same account. Of course, I'm talking about the branches. Branches are independent subportals with their own administration and branding, and they can also have their own set of rules, users, and their own course catalog. Now, whenever you click on the branches, you will find all the branches that you have already created, but you can, of course, go on and click on the add branch to add more branches if you wish. The number of the branches that you can create inside TalentLMS are dependent on your subscription plan. Just to save us some time here, I will click on an already created branch. And here we see that whenever you give the name to your branch, the respective URL will be created, and this is where your branch learners will be logging in from. We have similar settings, setting the title and the description for your branch, for appearing in the different search engines. And of course, here we can upload the different logo, different favicon, select the different branch theme for this branch, and of course create from scratch, same as we did before, a different custom homepage. The branch is a subdomain, so they probably need their own custom homepage. Another thing that we can set up from for branch is the sign up method. Maybe we would like to have a different sign up method for our branch, separate from the main domain. And of course, this is the option where we need to have enabled in order to restrict our branch members into the branch and not have them access the main domain. As soon as we click on the same button here, we can go to add the users of the branch. From this button, you have the list of the users and you can add them to your branch. And of course, adding courses to create the separate course catalog of that branch. Apart from our branches, though, we have another feature that will help you save time, especially in course assignments, and this is the groups feature. So with the groups feature, you can bring together learners who need to be assigned to a common set of courses. You can set up groups for different departments or different teams. It's really easy to create. We can see all the groups that we have created already, but let's go to add a group together. So let's create a group about our new hires. And here we can also add a short description that will be visible for the different administrators and instructors. And as soon as we click on the Save button, the system will be redirecting us to add users. A good practice, though, would be to first add the courses that we would like to assign to these users. So let's pretend that these are the courses that we like to give to our new hires. We have 3 courses here. And now let's jump into the Users tab to add the users that we have recently hired. So let's add some of them here. All right. So now we see, apart from the names of the users, we also, and the user type, we also see some different numbers here. The second number will be telling us the number of the courses that are added to the group. We added 3 of them, and the first number will be telling us how many courses is this user assigned to. So in order to assign all the users of the group to the same courses, we need to click on the Mass Actions button here and enroll users in group courses. So there we go. And now everybody is added to the correct group courses from our new hires group. Okay, we have talked about the setup, our groups, our branches, but what about the communication? Now, the notification feature, this is what will help us and allow us to save time communicating with the users by creating automated emails that will be triggered under certain events. For example, course assignments, course expirations, or user creations. It's very easy to add a notification. So click on the Add a Notification button, type a notification name, select from the list of events that we have here, and And then what you need to also select is your recipient in order for the message body. So the email that will be sent out to your user to appear and start adding your message. Now, to save us some time, I'm going to click edit on the user creation notification. You will see some default notifications already in your system to help you get started. So here, for example, we have this notification will be triggered whenever I create users inside the system. And the recipient will be the related user, so every different user I'm creating, and this is what they will receive as a message. The first line will be always the subject of the email that they're going to get, and here this is the message they're going to get. And here you also see some smart tags again that you can select from here in order to populate the relevant information. So if you want to edit the already created notifications, you can, of course, go on and do it and save in order to save your settings. Now, last thing before I pass the mic to Danny will be how we can add users to the system. So, of course, if we click on the users button here, we can go with the traditional way, and by clicking adding user, we can fill in all the necessary information in order to start creating one by one our users. But what if we would like to upload a lot of users in our system in bulk? Well, we have you covered from the account and settings. You have the last option, the import feature here. And here you can download the sample Excel file, which will look like this. Here you go. And this is how you can add all the important information for your users. The different rows will be the different users. Just add all the information, click save, drag and drop your import file here, and a drawer column will be opening in order to let you know if the import was successful. If you want to learn more about the import, you will see right now in our chat a relevant, very detailed article about how to import data in TalentLMS. So we're getting closer to our Q&A, Danny, and I think I will get some questions and come back. So Mike, back to you.
Thank you, Anastasia. So while Anastasia is gathering the questions in the background, let's do a very quick report roundup in Talent LMS. Reports are very important. So let's see what we have in terms of reports in the system. So jumping back into the platform, if we go to our report section over here, if we click on the report section, this will take us straight to our overview page. From the overview page, you can see some quick metrics and graphs about your entire portal. So if you want to check in on that. Now, if you want a more detailed view of this, you can always click on the training progress button here to download this data in an Excel file for you to go through at your leisure. Now, if we move along from the overview tab there to the training matrix tab, this is a very useful reporting tool for us that tells us the progress of our users in the courses that we have in the platform. So at the top here, we can see all of our courses listed. And on the left-hand side, we can see our users. And using different color codes here, we can see how far along in courses our users are. For example, green indicates completed, orange indicates in progress, and gray will indicate that the user has not started this course yet. Now, if it helps, you can also click on the view button over here, and you can use the focus on just completed courses, for example, if you would like a more focused view. And you can also make use of the filter over here to have branch or group specific data for your training matrix. So let's have a look at one of our branches here. Just for data for that specific one that we've selected over there. Now, if we head back to the overview page, and if we again hover over the report section here, here is where you can get an idea of the different types of reports we have inside Talent LMS. So we have everything from user reports to course reports. Of course, you can get detailed branch and group reports. Learning activities, this is where we can find the reports for our tests, our assignments, instructor-led trainings, SCORM, for example. Here you can access your training matrix. You have a timeline as well for your portal that logs all of the key major events that happen, and custom reports, which I'm going to talk to you about very, very shortly. Let's dive into the course reports very quickly, and let's go and select a course from the available courses we have in our LMS. If we click on here again, we get an overview page with some graphs, some metrics that show us some data for this specific course that we've selected. And if we want to, we can export this data in Excel if we want to. Now, the great thing about Talent LMS is that you can schedule these reports as well. Whenever you have this option to export, you can also schedule reports. So by clicking here, you can click to schedule your reports on a basis that you can determine yourself. If you want it, for example, to be scheduled every week on Monday, for example, and then here you can add in your custom recipient email so that everybody included is going to receive a copy of this report sent to them. If we go along here, we can also see the progress of our users in this specific course. We can also see their activity in the learning activities reports, the unit matrix, which shows us their progress in the individual units within this course, and the timeline of the key major events that have happened so far as well. So a lot of different things on offer there. I'm going to show you one extra thing today. If you want to deep dive into our reports, I'd really recommend checking out our instructor and the administrator webinars all about reports. Our team will be sharing that in the chat with you very soon to get a detailed view of all of the different reports we have and how you can use them. I'm going to focus on custom reports today. If you are on a grow plan or higher, you will also have access to the custom reports. This is a very powerful tool in Talent LMS that allows you to create detailed, focused reports based on what you want to look for. So let's go ahead and give our custom report a name. You can set the report for specific users or specific learning progress, for example, and then you can create rules. You can create up to 5 rules to determine what kind of data is going to be brought back. I'm going to do a very simple one today. I just want to check which of my users are currently active in my LMS. So I can set that as my rule. And in the output section here, you can also add additional columns as well, which will display when you've generated your report. So if we go ahead and save that, here we have our custom report of our active users, and what we get there, of course, you can export this in Excel. You can also schedule the custom reports as well, as I showed you earlier. And custom reports give you one extra additional feature here, which is the mass actions feature. So from the custom report that is generated, you can interact with these users through mass actions. If you need to send them all a message, for example, if you need to add them to a branch in bulk, or enroll them to a course, for example, this is the way that you can do it. So not only does the custom report give you detailed, focused data, you can also use the custom reports if you need to do any housekeeping, tidying up, or communication through your portal in bulk as well. So that was a very, very quick roundup of the reports. Anastasia, I think we're ready now to start taking some questions. So let's dive in.
Yes, perfect, Danny. Perfect timing because there are a lot of questions here to be answered. So let me start with Natalie. And also, let me start sharing my screen. Okay, so Natalie is asking, when using TalentCraft AI, how do you know how many of your credits are being used? Can you know how many units are used per task before using? So yes, Natalie, of course we have this option. So let's go into one of the courses and so you where you can find it. So let's say in order to find this option, you need to click on the add button and add the TalentCraft unit. So by the time that you add the TalentCraft, here a button will be appearing and you can check your balance. So you can check how many credits you have left. And of course, click to open this breakdown here in order to find how many credits will be taken out of your balance for each different option that you take with the AI inside the TalentCraft editor. So I hope this answered your question. And we have another question about from Pietro. Do you support e-commerce. Very great question, Pietro. So yes, let's go to account and settings. This is where we set up everything. So here in the different tabs that we didn't have the time to go through today here to it together. So we have also the tab of the e-commerce, and this is where you can set up the e-commerce in order to integrate it with Talent LMS. Now you will be also finding, Pietro, a relevant article posted in the chat about e-commerce to see a more detailed guide. And of course, if you have still more questions, we would like to hear from you. Send us an email at onboarding@talentlms.com. And I have another question from Nayezda. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Does Talent LMS have the option for users to switch the platform language to Spanish? Okay. Yes. Of course, it's there for you. Of course, from the account and settings and from the portal, you can set up the language from the account and settings and users, you can set up the default language of your portal, and now we have it in English. However, each one of the users can go to my profile, hover over their name, go to my profile, and find the language here, so they can select their preferred language, find the Spanish option, and save changes. Now, whenever I click on the save changes, yes, okay, everything will be translated into Spanish. I need to have some extra actions. Okay, so now you see that my account has been translated into Spanish. However, keep in mind that the courses will be maintained in the language that you have created them. So the languages with these chains will not be affected, just all the account settings. And let me just change back to English for the rest of the users, the viewers. And I think I can take one more question before giving the mic back to you, Danny. So let me find this one. Okay, so Lucia says, can we create notifications that will be triggers for specific courses? Yes, in the notifications, we saw, Lucia, that you can select the recipient, but you can also filter for specific courses. Of course, the notification needs to be about courses. So let's take this one, the already created. So for that is about course assignment. The event is X hours after course acquisition. And here we can filter for specific courses. So assign a course, send a notification X hours after course acquisition, and this can be filtered by specific courses if you want to just send a notification whenever the users are assigned to these courses. Still the settings, same settings as we saw before here, save, and you're ready to go. So Danny, would you like also to answer some questions?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. So we've had a lot of questions flooding in the background. Anastasia, you've done a great job so far, and I'll give you a chance to catch your breath as well.
Thank you.
We do have a question here from Pablo. Let me just have a look here. So, can any new users get assigned to courses upon registration? So, I can show you a nice little trick here that we can use for this, and it's something to do with what Anastasia showed us earlier. So if we just jump back into the platform over here. Now, when we are setting up groups for course assignments, one of the things that we can do inside Talent LMS is we can assign a default group. Okay, and a default group is a group that all of your users will be put into automatically if you have that set up. And when they are put into this group, they will also get access to the courses. They'll be enrolled into the courses within that group automatically. So to set up a default group in Talent LMS, what you need to do is if you go over to your account and settings section over here, if we go over to our users over here, as we scroll down, we go to our user default section, and here we have the option to set up a default group. Okay, this is great if you want to, perhaps if you have training for new hires, for example, that come into the platform for the first time. You can select your default group from any of the groups that you have already created inside TalentLMS. So important note here that you need to make sure that you've created your groups already. Once you've created your group with the courses, you can set that up from the drop down here. And if I were to select that, for example, the users that are added to the platform will then automatically be put into the group, and they'll be assigned the courses in that group as well. So this is a great way to fast track your training for your users and make sure that they hit the ground running as soon as they are enrolled into your portal for the very first time. So a quick little tip there. I hope that helps, Pablo. And great question. Thank you very much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just have a quick look. We have some more questions that have come in. We have one from Tammy as well, so I'm going to address that as well. So from Tammy, Tammy's asking, can users keep revisiting a course after the expiration date? That's a great question, Tammy. If you remember, I showed you how we can set up an expiration date in our platform. So I'm going to jump back into that course again. And if we go over to the course options once again, and if we go into limits, here is where we can find the time options for the course. Now, if you do set up a time limit for the course, for example, 90 days, for example, you can also set the access retention here as well. This means that your users can retain access to the materials after completing the course. So as long as they complete the course within the specified time frame, even if that course expires, they'll be able to go in and they'll be able to retain access as well. So this way you can ensure that your users can revisit the course with this handy little option that we have over here as well. Now, what else do we have? We have another question here from George. George is asking, can I share messages with my users as a post after they log in? That's a great question, George. So Anastasia already showed us how we can communicate with our users using using notifications. In TalentLMS, we do also have the option here to add in some announcements to our portal. If we go to our account and settings section here, if we go just from the portal settings, just to sort of do a quick reminder there, scroll down a little bit, we have the option here for announcements. You can display both internal and external announcements in your platform. When you create an internal announcement, this is something that is displayed when your users log in to the platform. So when they log in, some kind of a banner will be displayed at the top here as well. You can use that. A good practice here is to use that to, if you want to maybe promote any new courses that have just come into the platform, for example, if you want to update your users on any upcoming events or something like that. This is a great way. So if you enable that over here, then you can type in your announcement. You can see here we've got a welcome message for when users are logging in. Now, you can also set up an announcement externally as well, and you can use them together. So an external announcement is going to be displayed before your users log into the LMS from the landing page, as we saw with Anastasia earlier. So you have the choice there to display messages internally or externally, or if you want to enable both, you can make sure that your users are well informed before they start their training and as they are logging into the platform as well. So I hope that helps to show you, George, how you can do that. Thank you. That's a great question. Now, I have one more that I'm going to have a look at now. This question comes from Jonathan. Jonathan, I think Jonathan has a bit of an eagle eye here because he saw during the presentation of the course something to do with categories. So let's explore categories a little bit. Now, you can find categories inside. If we go back into our course over here, we can find the category inside the course info page. This basically allows us to tag our courses to a specific category that we create inside TalentLMS. This is great for adding some kind of visual help to your learners, especially if they have a lot of courses to take. You can add any category that you've already created inside the platform over here. So we can see we've got a lot of different categories. So we can set up this, for example, company culture. We can save that over here, and now this course will then be displayed under the category of company culture as well. And you can go ahead and create your as many categories as you want, and you can begin tagging them to your courses as well. So I hope that helps to answer your question there, Jonathan. Anastasia, have any other questions come in while I've been on that past couple of questions
Yes.
there?
I have a last question that is also from a very attentive viewer here. Let me also share very quickly my screen, and it's about skills. So Megan is asking, what is the skills button appearing at the menu? Very good eye, Megan. This is our new AI-powered tool to help you upskill your employees. You can identify training gaps and help you with succession planning in your organization. This is available for pro and enterprise plans. So if you do have it, you can practice and have a look at it. Um, However, we also have a past webinar to share because we had a webinar dedicated to skills, and was hosted also from the product manager of skills. So you can see it in your chat right now. Have a look, and if you're interested, let us know again at onboarding@talentlms.com. Now, I think that is a wrap for today. So I would like to thank everybody for joining today, and thanks to all the team that has been answering all the questions in the background. There were a lot of them, and I'm sure that there will be more questions on other features we discussed today. So don't hesitate to send us an email at onboarding@talentlms.com, and of course, we're very excited to see your comments. So feel free to also click on the following link posted in the chat to share your review with us. Again, thank you all for joining. So thank you in the back end, Ioannis, Irini. Thank you, Corina. And thank you, Danny, for co-hosting this webinar with me today.
Thank you very much, Anastasia, and thank you to all the participants. We loved your questions. Keep them coming. And we hope this session has been very helpful for you to start exploring the platform. And as always, we're always here to help. So again, it's been a pleasure talking to you today.
It's been a pleasure. And until next time, happy training.